Welcome back, you magnificent bastards and sick, twisted freaks. Dutch here with you, Tactical Hyve, and we're going to talk pistols. Two kinds in particular, striker-fired guns and the 1911. So stick around. Before we start, I want to thank our sponsor out there, Vetter Holsters. American-made, inside or outside of the waistband for concealment holsters. They offer all makes and models of different kinds of pistols. I'm telling you, if you want comfortability, you want reliability, and you want something made in America to put your pistol where you want it, 3 o'clock index or somewhere else, check out Vetter Holsters. Remember, it's better with Vetter. All right, welcome back. I want to talk to you a little bit about guns. Why? Because we like them and I use them. I want to cover two specific kinds. Hammer fired, in this case it's the 1911 style pistol. And I want to talk about the striker fire. In that case, here, laying here with me, is a 320 series striker fired pistol from Sig Sauer. This one's called the X-Carry. This particular 911 is the operator from Springfield. Fantastic gun. Why do you like the 1911, Dutch? I'm glad you asked. This particular 1911 resembles really the first 1911 I was ever issued in 1982 when I first joined the Army as a tanker. Now, this one in particular is better made. The other one was for the lowest common denominator. This one in particular is made for the professional. It's got great tolerances, it's got a great trigger, and overall fantastic fit and finish. This 1911 here is an older one. This is a Gold Cup Colt model. This has a little bit less on the tolerance, but has a full-size rear sight post, right? Which is also key here. I want to talk to you about the differences between these two particular pistol platforms. And I'm going to go over some of the pros, cons, and considerations. Firstly, with the 1911, which is, again, iconic design, John Browning, one of my favorite weapons of all time. First issued gun when I was a kid, I had something like this, except it was all plastic, and it was all green plastic. I used to think I was a commando in the backyard, and I would constantly use my 45. Matter of fact, none of the other kids were allowed to have that one but me. So it was near and dear to my heart. On top of that, right, it's the issued World War II sidearm. Vic Morrow from Combat had this gun. Its cool factor cannot be denied. And we'll get into the cool factor in just a minute. But I want to talk about the safeties on this gun. Let's talk about that right away. So, when we commonly look at a striker-fired gun like a Glock or a Sig Sauer, there's not any safety on the gun at all, except for your finger. And keep in mind, the finger makes the gun go bang. All right? The Springfield, in this case, this 1911 has count them, three different safeties. Let's go over them. Here we go. Let's charge the weapon, and here's your first safety right here alongside of the weapon that can be used either with your left thumb or right thumb, depending upon if you're left or right-handed, or if you're shooting from strong hand or support hand. All right, so that's one right there. Let's go ahead and attempt to fire the weapon. Oh, look, the weapon does not fire. That's right, because it's on safe. Number two is the grip safety. So let's take the weapon off safe and let's remove our hands from the grip safety and attempt to fire the weapon. Oh, look, the weapon will not fire. That's safety number two. And that's right, lo and behold, there's safety number three. And it's a half cock right there. Hard to see unless you get closer, but I'll attempt to fire the weapon and the weapon will not fire. Three safeties. So this makes it very easy to manipulate with a round in the chamber. That's why Browning made it that way, right? You could lock the gun and load it in this configuration. All you have to do is grip it, remove the thumb safety, of course, interject your finger into the trigger well, and fire the weapon, as long as your sights are on target. The striker-fired gun, let's talk about that one real quick. This one is a 320 Sig Sauer. This is the X-Carry. Now they make the X-Compact, but it's the same platform as the newly adopted M17 full-size pistol that the United States Army uses from Sig Sauer. In addition, a mid-size M18 is also available to the United States Army. That being said, as you can clearly see, there is no safety on here whatsoever. The safety is you, your mind, your finger telling you you're gonna have to put 5 to 7 pounds of pressure into that trigger to fire the gun. Let's talk performance for a minute. Typically, when you find a gun like this, the operator, there are other 1911s that are also very performance oriented. Bull Armory, Para Ordnance, Masterpiece. I think they work in the 9mm category. Staccato is out there. Les Baer, Kimber, Nighthawk. A lot of performance pistols in the 1911 type of category, okay? What does this mean? Well, this means, my friends, that it's more like a Ferrari than a Jeep. There's a lot more things to go wrong inside of here, and it doesn't particularly like the dirt and dust that you find in a Southwest Asian type of territory, or maybe the desert. But with care and competence, this baby will last you a long time and will do great things. Typically, the performance from the 1911 is slightly higher because tolerances are tighter, hammer-fired triggers are better. That being said, any real competent shooter can do just as well with a striker-fired gun as he can with a hammer-fired gun. One of the limiting factors of this particular single-stack 1911 version is magazine capacity. This particular magazine holds 7. This Wilson Combat magazine holds 8. And you can go as extreme as holding 10 in this wonderful magazine here from Chip McCormick. So magazine capacity obviously limits your ability to send rounds down range in an emergency or in a competition environment. This striker-fired gun has a magazine capacity of 17. One of the pipe gives you 18. Considerably more ammunition available, but again, now smaller caliber and a striker-fired platform. Other considerations, of course, is the ammunition itself. The 45 caliber 1911 frame allows you to fire a larger, sometimes 230 grain projectile, but it's also slower. You can suppress both of these platforms, but some folks will tell you that they want the added stopping power of that 230 grain ammunition going into the body of your assailant. As I said before, undeniably, this particular frame and platform to me has a cool factor that cannot be understated. Let's think about that for a second. Like I said before, Vic Morrow in the Soldiers of World War II. You saw Tommy Sizemore, by the way, before he died, throw his 45 caliber pistol, because it's very heavy, at the German soldier in Saving Private Ryan. Hieronymus Bosch, maybe you've seen him in the Bosch series. He carries around a beautiful 45 caliber Commander. You may be familiar with a movie called Heat, as Al Pacino press checks his gun in the elevator before they make breach. Steven Seagal, when he was cool, a lot of press checking with a 45 caliber pistol. Navy SEAL, Magnum PI, Tom Selleck, 45 caliber, right? And a Ferrari, and the chicks, hard to beat. In the end, the decision is up to you. Striker fired platform, 6 hour, Glock, something like that, it goes bang when you pull the trigger. It's a Jeep, in my opinion. Or the sexier and slightly more complicated 19 and 2011 series platforms. Your choice. In the end, what you need is training. Training, training, training. Come on over to Tactical Hyve and get that training. Get that input, get that training. If you like the videos and videos like this, like it, subscribe it, hit the bell to get fed by Tactical Hyve, and come back to this channel to find more great content. And if you really want to go above and beyond, check out the War Room below. The War Room will allow you exclusive content which you will not find on the regular channel. Check it out. For now, Dutch out.